Hello, welcome back. This is Doofus K. Welcome to my fourth episode of Let's Play Agricultural Simulator 2013. This episode, we're going to tackle this mess here with the old harvester. And I've had exactly one comment on these videos, and that comment said that these videos probably could be a little longer. So, literally, 100% of the people want these videos to be longer. So, I'm gonna do it. My previous episodes, I think, were about like 18 minutes or 14 minutes or something like that. So, we're gonna shoot for like 20 or 30. So, I'm gonna kind of go over harvesting, harvesting and selling, and then I might cover some of the animal stuff too, depending on how I feel here. So the first thing is, let's go over some of the equipment here. And sorry, I'm like, my mouse is like actually going out of the like viewing thing of the game, so hopefully I don't crash this whole deal. So let's cover the equipment first. And actually, there's quite a few options actually in here. So there's 17 total combines, and as you can see, like, that one's $355,000. We only have 433, so I think all the other equipment I think we're good on, because we didn't have to buy like a sprayer and excuse me, we didn't have to buy a sprayer and a fertilizing thing and everything else, so we're doing good. But we're not going to buy that one because that one's really expensive. You can see though that it has a fairly decent storage capacity, has quite a bit of horsepower, and actually I have noticed that horsepower does make a difference. Maybe not on purpose in the game, but it does. Sorry, I had to cough there. Obviously the combines are huge, they get bumpy, plus you're hauling the actual header, so it does make a difference. Now this is a forage harvester, as is this one, so we don't want, there's a whole line of these. Maybe we'll cover that later. So this is sort of the entry-level kind of cheapo version, but it's still 220,000. However, I don't think we can use the bigger headers for this. So I like to start with the L56. Which is sort of the next step up. So if I go down here to usage and go to harvest, then it gives us all the headers. So that's a corn header, another corn header. That's for chopping chaff or silage or whatever you want to call it. So the first three in here we're not interested in yet. So this is the smallest header. I believe you can do wheat and sunflowers. Now, I think the next video I will cover planting sunflowers, because I've never done it, but on this video we're doing canola, so that's what we're gonna focus on. So this is the smallest one, 5.4 meters. The next one is 9 meters, and this is obviously it's quite a bit bigger. Then the third one is 12 meters. So the problem is, if we look at how much money we have, so this is 75,000, and then you need the L58. So I think if we just go up here, I don't know why the scroll wheel sucks. So if you go to combat, filters. So that's at L58 or higher. So let's see how much that thing is. 300,000. So we would have 120 whatever left. That's not going to leave us with a lot of wiggle room, as it were. So I don't think we're going to go with the biggest header. I think 9 meters is going to be good for now. So let's go just buy that one. It'd be nice to do this, and maybe we could. You could probably put this on the smaller combine, but I think we won't cheat. So that says L55, so we're going to buy that. That's 50,000. And we'll go up here to combine and get the L55, which is 253. So that leaves us with 130,000. We probably could have gotten the bigger one, but, you know, if we need a different trailer, or, you know, we could even buy like a different tractor, you know, we're not going to totally break the bank on all this equipment here. And as usual, it puts it right into the line here. Now, this is where I am going to start griping about this game, because this header, I don't believe, fits through like some of these bridges and stuff. So without a trailer, how exactly do they expect you to, you know, drive this thing around? Especially the 12-meter one, because that thing is huge. So if the developers are more serious about this game catching on, you know, they do need to add some things like this and get some feedback. And these things have been mentioned on the Steam forums, like, oops, did it crash? No, it didn't crash. It minimized. Alright, splendid. This looks really dumb, but my mouse is going out of the range of the game, so it keeps on minimizing it. Alright, so we got that hooked up. Let's drive it out to the field. And there isn't really a whole lot... Whoa, baby. There isn't a whole lot really to talk about with the harvester. I mean, you pretty much just turn it on and magic happens. So I'm not probably going to go into a lot of detail with, you know, how to do it. I have had pretty bad luck with trying to get the AI to do this. They don't... Just like what happened with the seeder, they go one little pass and then they're done. And I don't know why that is, but, you know, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The thing is, you know, you can't like reset the field because you've got all these crops here. So, you know, that's not going to work. So I tend to do this by hand. It is a little fiddly because, you know, you have to harvest and then drive the tractor yourself. So it's not ideal, but at the moment, this is the only choice that we have. So like I said, I had one comment, and he said that it's, you know, basically something to do with the, you know, the videos could be a little bit longer. So so we're gonna do it. That's sort of what I was leaning towards the first time, but I had some input from some people that was saying, that was implying that they were maybe too long. But I don't know, we'll try kind of in between. I think my first episode was about 40 minutes, and then my other ones were about 18 or 19. So we'll try and do kind of split the difference, like a half an hour or so. So as you can see, those little tiny plants that I harvested, I've got 19... I don't know, I would assume 19 liters. I don't know, to be sure. But let's do it. Now remember, the planter held about 800. And I believe that we went through about 2 rounds of that. So we'll say that to plant this field, it was about 1,600 liters of seed. And already we're up to about, you know, almost 1,000. So if you're worried about, you know, making back the money or making back the seed or whatever, you know, I mean, with a field this size, and this isn't even super big, but you will definitely make it back. So you can see that number is going up pretty quickly. Now this is speed number 1, so that means 10 kilometers an hour. You can do it at level 2, but it gets a little out of hand sometimes. I think you can actually go level 3. Yeah, so we're going full power. Now you can see the really professional job I did down here. I forgot to turn the seeder off. So actually that 1,600 that I mentioned just now probably was considerably less than that. I'm just gonna kind of hit all this stuff out here. Don't want to waste anything now. You can see that I just made that huge pass with the seeder on. Put autosave there. So we got 3,000 almost. I'm gonna mute myself here so I can cough. Alright. Seems to be allergy season around these parts. So we're already at 4,000. And we've done 1 3/4 passes. So the yield is pretty good here. So what I try to do is leave about maybe 3,000 or 4,000 liters in the silos here at the farm so I can use it as seed. And then the rest I just sell. Obviously if it was wheat or you know, corn or something like that, I would probably keep more of it for feeding the animals, but you don't really feed animals canola, at least that I've never heard of. Maybe to fry them, but that is certainly not feeding them. So we'll just go until this thing is full, and then unfortunately I didn't get the tractor and the trailer set up, so you'll have to kind of watch me do that, but maybe I'll pause the video. We'll see. So this is it. We're harvesting. You can sort of see the grass starting to creep in there. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure like if we need to spray this, or if we just need to cultivate it, or if we need to plow it and then cultivate it and then spray it and then plant it, or you know what the deal is. So you know we'll kind of do an experiment here and see what the deal is, but I'm not really sure. You know, I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out in the future here. This 9-meter header makes pretty short work of this kind of stuff, so actually maybe my yield isn't going to be as fantastic as I thought it was going to be. I mean, we're certainly going to make money, but how much is going to be seen, I guess. Alright, so now it should automatically shut off, but it will not raise the header for you. So just do that. And then open up the pipe, if you know what I mean. And we can actually just leave it here. And we'll go get the tractor and get the trailer and bring it on back. I guess for the purposes of this, I'll just continue to leave it recording. I might edit it out. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Yeah, so if people were wondering, I've watched some other videos and people are always like, whoa, you're only getting like 25 frames per second with that little meter in the bottom? Whoa, Nelly. No, the counter in the bottom right is, I believe, miles an hour, not frames per second. So keep that in mind. Yeah, why they rate vehicles in like the speedometer thing, or not the speedometer, but the like cruise control is in kilometers an hour, that's confusing. It's confusing to us Americans. Maybe we're just dumb. Oh, and I did it again. I clicked outside the window. I don't know why it's doing that. The only way is to spin around in a circle. Okay, come on now. There we go. Okay, so that thing's empty, so that's good. If we hold control and go to the menu, we still have like 1,600 left. So, you know, we don't really need to keep that much. I think the kind of good strategy is to unload the whole mess into that silo, because then you can more accurately take whatever amount out that you want. If you're trying to rely on the tipper and the back door thing, you know, you're never going to make that work right. So it's just easier to dump the whole deal in there, and then, you know, look at your final count, see what you got, and then just unload what you want. I think if I remember correctly, you get like about 27 or $28,000 or euros or whatever per 2,000 liters. So, you know, it certainly is a pretty good chunk of change, you know. Whoa, this thing's a little all over the board here. So just like every other farming simulator game that it will not mention the name of, Farming Simulator, you just drive the tractor under the old schnozzle. Now, you don't need to actually be in the combine, which is sort of weird, but hey, that's how it works. So what do we got? We got 9,600 out of 25,000. So we'll just leave this thing here. Yeah, here you can get a real good look at kind of the grass, how it's started to kind of creep back in. Alright, so we need to activate it. J to put the header down. Mute the button to cough. Hit number 3. And go. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, like, what determines, like, when the grass shows up. I know there was some speculation by some people that the only time the grass actually showed up was when you saved the game and left and then came back. And that may be true, because on my last video, the planting one, you know, I was trying to kind of make the field go spoiled and then make the grass show up again. And it wouldn't work. And I know that's what happens. The whole point of the... You know, I was trying to prove the point that, you know, you can over-mature the fields. The plants will wither, and eventually they'll just disappear. And then, you know, if you don't like the field, you know, you can skip ahead a few days, or weeks probably, more likely, and the grass will come back, and I believe the, like, green texture, you know, instead of this kind of brownish texture for soil, excuse me, the green texture, like up ahead of me here in between the field and the road, that texture will come back. And so it's like nothing ever happened. However, I think the, like, tractor marks on the ground will still show up. So, like, this big gouge that I made here with the combine will show up. So, not a super perfect job harvesting here. But it's close enough for virtual farming work. I'm hoping that it'll be less than the width of this thing, but I don't think I'm going to be that lucky. Oh man, maybe. Yeah, it'd be nice to kind of get involved in some of the other aspects. Like, I know there's a silage bunker that you can get, so you can make silage, and I'm assuming that you could feed that to the animals, but I don't know, and so we are going to try it out. The animals infuriate me in this game, and so that's why I've been sort of avoiding them, and I've just been sticking to the crops, but unfortunately it is sort of inevitable, because some of the more, whoa, Nelly, some of the kind of cooler, fancier stuff, like the Harvage Foresters and everything, like, you know, the only reason why you would use those is for animals. So I don't think they have a biogas plant, so you can actually sell your silage to the plant, but maybe there is. I don't know. Oops, wrong one. So we're gonna deactivate this thing. As you can see, it's unloading into the trailer. Done. Put the pipe back in. I'll probably get a fine for driving over here. Oh, maybe not. Let's see, what's a good... I'm just going to park it up here. Excuse me. I'm going to mute again, take a drink. Alright. Another autosave blurp there. I'm doing a really awesome job at driving, I know. I'm kind of making a mess out of this whole thing here, but Just leave it there. The rear backup light's still on? Nope. Man, look at how dirty this thing got. Just from one harvesting session. So, we probably could have made this field a little bigger if we knew that the AI wasn't going to be involved in any of the aspects of it. But, it's a fairly good sized field, and so we got, what, 15, almost 16,000 liters. You know, 16,000 divided by 2,000 times 27 or 28,000. I mean, that's a fair amount. Well, I guess minus some to keep for seed, but... So as you can see from the little floating icons in this trailer, the bottom row is all the grains. And so that's wheat, sunflowers, corn, and then canola. Oops, wrong turn. And then the row above that is, I believe, manure. And then the kind of bigger pile is straw, and then grass, and then, you know, I don't know, the other ones are vegetables. It's like tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, onions, and potatoes. Now, the ones that appear to be in the boxes are not plantable, so don't get excited that you can harvest potatoes in this game, because you cannot. It'd be pretty awesome if you could, but not quite yet. And then at the top you have like the straw bales, hay bales, grass bales, and then there's that other one, and I don't know if that's just a smaller size of bale or what. Perhaps the internet knows. I've been kind of saying in my videos, you know, please leave me comments if I'm talking nonsense. Oops, I didn't want to exit. If I'm talking nonsense about something, please let me know. So tip it up, and you can see by these things that it says like required sub action is on or off or whatever. And then you just open the back door, and you should see this number go down. So it'll poop it all out the back there. I really want to get to a point in this game where you have some enormous fields, and you know, you have a bunch of cows and a bunch of cool stuff, and unfortunately, you know, I've run into some crashing issues. These trees are, God. Run into some crashing issues, and, you know, save files getting hosed and whatnot, so it's been an issue, but I think this is at least a better start, actually, than in a lot of my other videos. Do a little twirl there so I don't minimize it. Alright, so we have 17,578 canolas. We want to keep about 3,000. That's actually a little much. I mean, we really don't need that much, but so let's just start with 12,000. So 5, 10, 1, 2. And you can see the numbers going down there. It does sort of unload at a sort of realistic rate, so that still gives us 5,000. We'll do another 2,000. What the hey? I can't see my mouse now. 1, 2. Okay, that's plenty. So let's go sell this shiz, as it were. So we should have about, yep, 14,000. So that's going to be a pretty good chunk of change. Alright, welcome back. I made it to the selling point. I got interrupted, so I had to edit my driving part out. So let's sell this stuff and see what happens. We got 130,000. I thought that was like 133. I wonder if I had to like pay labor or something. So anyway, we got 130 bucks. You should see in the bottom left-hand corner, there should be a bunch of like plus 20,000 per 2,000 liters. So what do we got? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Well, let's say 111,000. Yeah, that's actually about perfect. 112,000. So 112,000 just from that one field. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now that will give us enough money to sort of get things squared away with some of the animals and get some of the, like the mower and the forage wagon and some of that other stuff. So I think that's pretty good. Obviously, if we didn't need to keep any for seed, you know, we kept probably more than what we needed, but doggone it, I did it again. That's really annoying, actually. Let me just do a couple spins here again. Alright. Well, I think that's at about the old half an hour mark. So while I'm driving here, I'll just sort of recap what we did. We harvested that canola field. And, you know, we did not use the AI drivers or the helpers or whatever you want to call them. I think it's a little easier just to do it yourself. You know, these fields aren't super big yet, so there's really no point in having them do it. You could use the helper to drive this guy down to the market, so that is a possibility. I think maybe in the next harvest we'll do that. So I think that sort of ends this sort of first part of the video. I will be making more videos. My next video I will have planted a second round of canola and gotten a second harvest. Excuse me. And then you know, we'll have quite a bit more money then. And then we'll kind of get started on some of the grass stuff like the mower and the tedder and the blah 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 and all that stuff. So I guess that's it for this video. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, comments, you know, if you'd like to see something, if you'd like to see me demonstrate something, please leave a comment. You know, I am sort of just on here playing it the way I play it. If there's certain directions that you would like me to take with things, please let me know. So this is Doofus K. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.